Hey everyone, this week on the UX Vault, we're going to look back at the very first episode of Project UX. I'm here with Santiago from GoBone, and what is it like to look back over 2.5 years ago on your startup and its UX?
It's been a crazy ride. Our original prototype was practically held together by rubber bands. Since then, we have now a professional product here, manufacturable product. We raised almost $200,000 on Kickstarter. We got named to Oprah's Favorite Things list of 2017, and we've started signing up retail partners as well. GoBone is going places.
It's an awesome product, and their emphasis on UX is really shown. It was so great to reconnect with Santiago and see how far they've come. So let's get right into it and check out this blast from the past. Enjoy.
My name is Santiago Gutierrez, and I'm the founder and CEO of PulsePet. PulsePet creates hardware and software that helps pet owners care for and engage their pets, whether they're home or away. The way that it works is you simply double tap it, put it down on the ground, and let it do the rest. In other words, it plays with your dog automatically. And if you really want to have some fun, you could actually connect to it via your iOS or Android app and treat it as a remote control dog bone. I'm going to take it here, double tap it to turn it on, put it on the ground, and then connect to it with the iOS app. So you just hit the two directional buttons on either end to control it, moving around, pretend that there's a dog chasing after it, chasing after the food and treats that are in the wheels as well. And then when you want to have something to share with your friends, you can actually hit the record button and record yourself playing with the GoBone. Once you stop, the video will automatically save to your phone, and you can actually share it with your social networks without leaving the app.
I have many questions.
I want to hear them all.
So the first thing is, you say you have to double tap to get the thing going.
Yes.
I would love to be able to do this from work. So my dog's in the house, probably sleeping. What do I do to engage the bone if I'm not there to double tap it?
So phase one, we're making it more of a local network type of thing where you can actually set it on a schedule. So you could double tap it, put it down, it's on, you leave your apartment, and it actually wakes up at intervals to play with your dog.
I like it.
So I like the double tap, but I didn't notice if there was any feedback to actually showcase that it was actually on after you double tapped it.
Yes, so right now it might be hard to see, but because there's a lot of light, but there are actually indicator LEDs that shine bright and let you know when it's on.
Okay. Is it waterproof or?
Yes, it's slobber proof.
Okay.
It might not survive sinking to the bottom of a pool, but it'll certainly survive your dog's slobber.
And so how do you wash it, I guess, to get the slobber off of it?
So the great thing about the GoBone is that any part that comes in contact with your dog, you can actually easily remove it and either wash it if it's dirty, or you can replace it outright easily and affordably with other parts if it gets chewed up.
Right. Do you charge it, is it inductive charging, or do you have to plug it in, or how
No,
does
so for our first version, it's going to be USB charging.
Okay, okay.
So have you demoed this with pet owners and their pets?
Yes, we've actually tested it on over 100 dogs for over 1,000 hours. We're partnered with a local shelter. So we've tested it on both shelter dogs and home dogs, and it's still rolling. This is the same prototype that we've used in all those situations.
I like all the canine testing you've been doing, though. That's excellent, the hours you've logged there.
Are there certain breeds that have taken to this, or is this pretty much any dog?
I think it depends on the background of the dog. If they're a playful dog, if they have toys and they actually interact with them, the chances are they're going to interact with this. But having said that, we've tested it on dogs that are a little reclusive and don't really react a lot to stimulus like toys, but they've had a field day with it. The thing about the GoBone is that it attracts a lot of types of dogs because it's kind of like all your dog's favorite toys rolled into one. It moves around, it squeaks, your dog can chew it, your dog can chase it, your dog can eat food and treats that come out of the wheels. Just by virtue of it moving forward, depending on where you put the food and treats inside the wheels, if you put it right before the flap inside, they actually come out as it rolls. It starts off with food in it, but before you know it, you don't have to put any food or treats in there at all, and your dog knows that when it comes out, it's a good thing.
Are you going to do this in multiple sizes?
Yes, that's a great question. So the GoBone, that as we've designed it, is for dogs up to about 45 pounds, and we're planning on creating a version for dogs larger than that or heavier than that.
Okay. I was wondering because my brother and sister both have 15-pound dogs, and that seems like it might be big for the...
We actually have different size wheels as well for smaller dogs. So this is up to dogs that are 45 pounds,
Right.
but you could just change the wheels out for a smaller dog.
I think dogs are colorblind, is that correct? I don't...
They interpret color differently than us.
Okay.
They are not exactly colorblind,
Okay.
but they process a lot of yellows and blues.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I like the brightness of the wheels. I guess on the consumer side, you're exposing the insides of the technology, right? It's a clear coating. I mean, you might argue that the customers don't really care about the technology. It's just the magic. It's magic to them, right? And so it's something that you could potentially hide right from them. So it is it doesn't need to be so technical looking, I guess, right? It's not a maker tool, right? It's a consumer product that hopefully many people will be using, right?
And you're absolutely right about that. So this is just our conceptual prototype.
Okay.
And once we move on to our engineering prototype, it's going to be more opaque so that we could let the light from the LEDs shine through. But at the same time, you can't see all the insides and all the electronics because nobody needs to really see that.
Yeah, yeah.
So where will I purchase this? Online, in the store? Where do you see this?
So our distribution strategy is 3 phases. Phase 1, we plan to make it available online on mygobone.com as well as Amazon. Then second part, we want to go and move into local and regional brick and mortar stores, and then finally move into large brick and mortar stores like Best Buy and PetSmart. Because remember, this is not just a pet toy, this is also a consumer electronics device, so it doesn't just belong on a pet superstore shelves. We're thinking about electronic shelves too.
So tell me about the ability to move this around. What are some of the different ways that you can move the toy around?
So each wheel is controlled independently by each thumb.
Okay.
So if I want to make it move in a circle, in a wide circle, I just use one thumb to do so. But if I want to move forward, both thumbs go forward. If I want to move backwards, both thumbs go backwards.
So I'm seeing on the screen that the feedback of the motion, but I see that as long as your thumb is on one of the pieces, that whole side is lighting up, not necessarily if it's forward or backwards. So I would consider giving the user a bit more feedback as far as whether they're going forward or backwards, not just which wheel they're using.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as far as the interaction goes, do I have to put my thumbs on those particular sliders, or can it be anywhere on that half of the screen?
At the moment, it's on these sliders.
So I would consider just removing such a focused touch point, and if you just use that third of the screen, and anywhere there that I put my thumb down, kind of starts where the starting point of that is. So that way I don't have to look at the screen in order to play with it. I can just look at the toy and start moving it around.
Right.
And having the tail on the end of it, people who have cats and dogs are going to have a problem because the cat's going to go for the tail. So you've got some issues with that. I mean, I don't think they're bad issues, but for people who have cats and dogs, it's not just a dog toy.
Actually, cats are a little more squeamish about something like this just because they get a little worried about why this thing is making noise. What is this strange thing making noise on the ground? And it's kind of like if you were to look on YouTube and find some videos of cats playing with the Roomba, they're not really playing with the Roomba typically. They're typically running away from it.
Or pouncing on it.
Or pouncing on it, or attacking it,
Yeah.
Sure.
I have 2 comments. One is the UI. Think about it if the screen was off, because most people are going to be focusing on the toy. So think about how the UI controls would work if there was no visual feedback. And then the second thing is it's clear that you put in a lot of thought into this product. I'd be very curious, the next part about the user experience is the actual product itself, the packaging. So if you put that much thought into the actual packaging flow and what it feels like to have this toy before I even pull it out of the box, I think you'll have a home run.
Thank you. You've done your research, right? You have a great logo, great brand, clean UI. So yeah, you're definitely heading in the right direction. I'd say maybe just hide the technology, right? It's just magic, and you'll let people enjoy it, right?
The interface is clean. The toy looks great. I want one.
Thank you very much for having me. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This has been an amazing experience. Check out the video I did with Rob where we discussed our UX and everything that we learned from it. Be sure to pick up a GoBone at mygobone.com or Amazon, and I'll catch you guys later.